Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Ever since Ralph Rangnick came in at Manchester United, he had not yet conceded more than 2 goals in a game. Because I remember, the only side that has really scored against us very many goals is Aston Villa. They put 2 goals past Manchester United in there. But all in all, that's how the game has really come to an end. Manchester United back into the 5th position in there for you. Arsenal in the 4th now with 3 games in hand, and they have 1 point ahead of Manchester United. You see to it that it has now come to the worst of Manchester United. Coming into this game, we all never thought of a win. You get? And United getting a point or a result into this game would have been one of the biggest miracles into this era, because City is 100% better than Manchester United. To an extent that even the combined 11s that were made before this game in there, no United player could make it into the starting lineup of Man City. Not because these players are not good or talented in there, because United has some players that are really more talented than those at Man City, but the coach and the DNA, how their brain really works and thinks in there, their mentality towards the game of football, and how they've really been, and how a unit has been built at Man City really shows you how much this has really got to be in here onto this game in there for you. History of the Manchester City derby: David De Gea knowing it very well, Paul Pogba knows it very well, Scott McTominay knowing it very well, Lingard knowing it very well, Rashford, because they've grown to this city. They know what it means when United loses. It's always blue and noise is always made, and it looks like Manchester United fans all over the world just want to get their heads and really hide them into the ground in there. So I've seen something that is lacking at Manchester United. This game has been a game of 2 halves, if I must say. When you look at the first half, United came in to compete. They were not even playing on the break. They really passed that ball very, very much well. They were all over Man City. I think United reached the box of Man City and threatened them close to 7 times in there, in the first half in there. And all of a sudden, in the second half, United disappears. In the second half, we are not seen at all. Did you see Manchester United in the second half? Can anything cross your mind of what United did in the second half? Nothing. All what you're really going to know is that City was all over us, and United couldn't even get into the box of Man City. The best holiday that Edson had was in the second half. United couldn't even cross the ball past the center line of a team which goes by the names of Man City. And all this shows you that these players just don't respect the manager at Manchester United, because the manager has come out on several occasions and said that I always tell them that do ABCD and they don't do it. You get? I remember in the game of Atletico Madrid that was in Madrid away, he said that I told the players to go in there and do ABCD, and in the first half they didn't. And in the second half, not until I brought in the manager Matic, that's when things tried to change in there. But things were not at a level of coming in here and doing the needful in there for Manchester United players in there. So that shows you that some of these players are really not playing for this club. They are here to pass time, because in a game like this is a game you're supposed to come in and really give us your passion. Show us that you are a United player. This is the game you're supposed to play, however much you're not going to win the trophy, to boss Man City and show them that, oh, we are still the kings of Manchester City. Because Manchester has been bossing Man City for a very long time, to an extent that Sir Alex Ferguson reached an extent and named them the noisy neighbors. He named them the noisy neighbors in there. But are they still the noisy neighbors? Because they've taken every Tom, Dick and Harry of our success in there. The only thing they've not done, they've not won the Champions League. But they are just a year away from winning it. Last season they played the finale in there and they were beaten by Chelsea, and you never know what's going to happen today or this season, because it might be in their favor. You get? Because they're already into the quarterfinal. They beat a team by 5-0 in there. So to me, I really believe that Manchester United has lots of things to do if we are really to get to the level of competing with Man City. It's quite a shame, because way back, these were Man City fans who really came into this fixture knowing that they are going to lose the game. But this time round, we went into this fixture when we knew that it was we who were on the losing side. Can you imagine? When did United start being like this? This is not United. This is not United. You get? Lots of things are not happening well at Manchester United, but at least in certain games, these players should show us the passion. First half, they really showed us that we are really fighting for the shirt in there. Second half, they faded out like they were not. It was like different players came on to play the same game of football in the second half, because in the first half we really saw these players and they really showed up. United was threatening, apart from the defensive errors that we did, because the back four was really crap today in there. And I'm going to talk about that later as we really give you the analysis of United versus the side which goes by names of City in there. But at least in the first half, you had moments to talk about. That Freddie faced Edson in there. Sancho really got a very good pass from Bruno in there, and Sancho was really running around very well in there. At least there are moments that you could even come out and talk about in there. But ask yourself, what do you talk about the second half? Nothing. These players dropped off totally, and they couldn't really come into this game and really get us the best that we deserve as Manchester United in there. These players, most of them aren't playing for the shirt, and if at all there is something that's needed at Manchester United, it is an overhaul. It's sweeping out these players off this club, because most players don't deserve to be here. Because if you're really at the level of competing with Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool, you just have to ask yourself, are the players that I'm having at Manchester United, how do they fit into the starting lineup of my competitors in there? David De Gea, for him, is okay. You get, he's a world class. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Diego Dalot, no way they compete in the right back of any of those teams. Luke Shaw and Telles, Luke Shaw on his day can. At least for that, we are not badly off. Central defense, the captain of Manchester United is the one that spoils the party always. He spoils the party always. That is Harry Maguire in that he spoils the party for Manchester United, because in a game like this is when we have to see your leadership skills. This is when we have to see you coming out and really say, all right, I'm going to announce myself as one of the most expensive defenders in the world because I was bought at 80 million pounds. You've always come out and nagged me and really said that I'm not really worth the money. But this time round, I'm going to show you that this is Harry Maguire. I'm the captain of Manchester United. Where were you, Mr. Harry Maguire, in this game? You were nowhere. You were nowhere. And you let Kevin De Bruyne get a penalty. I call those two goals penalties. The first two goals that he scored, those are penalties. Those are penalties. You get? Those are penalties because he was not marked. He had yards of space in there to shoot that ball in the back of the net. And that's what I'm really talking about. We are a joke. These players don't feel like they're dying a little bit for this club, because at United, I've even made a tweet and I really said that, let me read it out for you, that Man United players put down the guard again, something that shouldn't be in the DNA of a United player. Never say die has always been our motto at Manchester United in there. So that's what United is all about. United is all about never say die. We only give up when the final whistle is blown. We don't give up. Even when we are 2 goals down Man City, we should go for them and really chase them left, right, and center. But that is something we never really gone ahead to do. You get? We didn't do that. We didn't do that at all, because we just showed at least that we are really came to play this game in the first half, because we really looked threatening. And I really believe that Man City knew, all right, let's go and really do something different in there. And in the second half, I don't believe that Rangnick is a mind of manager who really told these players that go and sit back and maybe hold them on the break, because doing that means you must be having a player like Marcus Rashford onto the pitch, a player that wasn't onto the pitch. And I really believe that it's not something that Rangnick told them to do. I think he told them that let's go and start and continue to play as we've been playing them in the first half, and let's improve on the way we've been defending. I think that's what Rangnick told them. You get? So I'm asking myself, what did Rangnick tell these players when they're really back into the pitch after the second half? Because I really want to know, did he tell them to sit back? You get? Did he tell them to sit back? Because I will believe that he couldn't tell them to sit back because United needed a win. Because it's different sitting back when you already have a draw. Because if at all you had a draw, it would have been a different case altogether. A draw, at least you say, let's save the point in there. But when you're already a goal down, you just have to tell your players, let's, in the first 5 minutes of the first half, let's try to get an equalizer. Let's try to get this game level. That's what I think Rangnick told these players. But when they came onto the pitch, they were really bad in the second half, and they really looked ugly. They really looked ugly in there. And I really believe that we're on David De Gea's mercy. But again, it went to 4 goals. And if at all there is anyone who came into this game knowing that you're going to win, you are really not watching the game of football. Maybe you are watching rugby, you are watching tennis in there, not football, because United always looked that. You get? And what worries you is a goal that United would have scored against Watford to get the 3 points. They've gone ahead to score it against Man City. Yet they really had more clear chances to bury the game of a team which goes by names of Watford, and they couldn't. You get? And you expect yourself to come in at Man City that is really chasing for the title, that Liverpool has really put on a lot of fire behind themselves and pressure, and you expect to come in and do like that. You get? So I really ask myself, how do the brains of these players act? Because it's something simple. Go into this game of Watford, win it, and know that, all right, the game ahead of us, Man City, is hard. 90% of the chance is for Man City to beat us. So we have to get 3 points from this game, come what, come may, come rain, come sunshine in there. And obviously, we battle it up. We wouldn't have lost the game of Watford. And that's the game that put us out of the top 4 equation. Because if at all we had won that game of Watford, United would have been now in the 4th place with how many points? We would have been in the 4th place. In the 4th place with 49 points in there. Yes, would have lost this game, but would have been there with 49 points in there. And Arsenal would have been a point behind us. And you just have to say that, all right, Arsenal is going to play Tottenham, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Those are its 3 games they have in hand. So if at all they win one, they will be like, then they surpass us by 2 points in there, and they draw one, those are 3 in there, and they lose 1 in there. So it shows you that we would have been in the reach of Arsenal like 3 points in there for you. You get? So something that United would have really looked at, they didn't look at that, because games of Man City, it's hard to beat Man City. We all know that. And when you look at the statistics in there, they are really saying that Samuel Lucas has really come out and said, Man United without Rafael Varane this season, beaten by Leicester 4-2, 5-0 by Liverpool, 2-0 by City, 4-1 by Watford, and 4-1 by City. So that means almost every loss we've encountered at Manchester United, Rafael Varane has not been into our central defense. Now, someone comes out, what is his name? Tim Sherwood came out and said that Rafael Varane has failed to capture up or to pick up in the Premier League. Look at the stats. This is what the stats are really telling you, that without Rafael Varane, we've been beaten very many times. And it shows you that the presence of Rafael Varane gives United a lot of stability in there. Something that most people don't want really to come up and really say that again in there. And I've seen even Paul Scholes coming out and really saying that Ralf Rangnick has not yet managed a very big team. He doesn't know how to manage a very big team in there. He's putting the blame on the manager. That's not the problem. Because Rangnick has shown you that we've created very many chances, more than any other Premier League team ever since he came in at Manchester United. That's a plus. We've reduced on the number of goals that we concede at Manchester United. That's a plus. Then, ask yourself, is he the one who really tells players to go into and miss out on chances, like in the game of Burnley, you get, to bottle it up, get very many chances and don't score them? Southampton, that game of Southampton, you get very many chances and don't score. That game of Watford, you get very many chances and don't score. You get? All of the games you've drawn. The game of Aston Villa, you give out a game like that. You get? Is he the one who tells players to go on and give out the games? Because he has shown you that Man United has come out and improved totally, especially in the attack. We have improved totally. The attack of Manchester United is no longer as it used to be. We are dangerous, especially when you have that ball. And you know that. You get? You get? So to me, I really feel like you deserve to come in here and tell us what you really think about this in there. So to me, I really feel like we are really Manchester United and we deserve players with the best mentality in there, because these players are here to pass time. Most of these players are here to pass time. I really believe that there should be a very big sweep out of these players at Manchester United, because they've cost us points. People are really blaming the manager, but why blame the manager? Look at the first 2 goals United conceded. Can you come out and blame the manager for the back four to stand like that? For Aaron Wan-Bissaka to lose that ball and really we don't defend very well? For Aaron Wan-Bissaka to let Bernardo Silva cut into that cross in the box of Manchester United? Can you really come out and blame the manager for that? And I'm asking myself, does Paul Scholes watch this game of football very well? Because I don't believe that anyone will come out and really look at the manager. Just ask yourself, has United scored the chances they've created? That's the big question. Because this game is relevant, because if at all you had won against Southampton, Burnley, and a team which goes by names of Watford, because all those were draws, those are 6 points dropped. Right now, we would have been having 53 points. You get 53 points. Those are the points you're supposed to be having. And even losing to Man City wouldn't have been an issue, because it was assured that we are really safe. 53 points right now, that means we would have been how many points ahead of Arsenal? We would have been, because Arsenal is at 48, United would have been 5 points ahead of Arsenal, and Arsenal will be having 3 games in hand. If at all they win all of them, of which they're not going to win them, they'll be like 2-3 points ahead of us. Now, who is responsible for those points that we dropped? Is it the manager? The only game I really come out and really blame Ralf Rangnick, that's why I've not counted it, it's the game of Aston Villa, because obviously we had 2 goals, 20 minutes to go, and he thought that we could handle this, and he never really made the right substitutions into the game. But the rest of the games, we had to kill them off immediately. In the game of Southampton, we would have scored like 3 in the first half. In the game of a team which goes by names of Watford, we would have scored like 5. In the game of Burnley, would have scored like 3 in there, and Harry Maguire cost us that goal, because that's the only clear chance that Burnley got. Harry Maguire gifted them, and it went to the back of the net. Now, in such circumstances, do you come out and blame the manager? How do you dare come out and blame the manager? Because I've seen Paul Scholes right now on TV after the game coming out and blaming Ralf Rangnick. I'm asking myself, look at the goals we've conceded. You get? The first 2 goals cost us this game, because if at all those goals never went in and United was ahead, it would have been a different game of football altogether. Trust me, it would have been a different game of football altogether. But is he the one who really told Lindelof, Harry Maguire, and Alex Telles in there to act like that? So those are things that we are not here to come out and really argue about every time, to blame the manager that is not good enough. Who is good enough? Because you've brought every type of manager at Manchester United. You get? Look at the real issue. Look at the real issue. Mr. Paul Scholes, you brought Louis van Gaal. Yeah, good manager, experienced. He has done it all. He failed. You brought in Jose Mourinho at Manchester United. You thought he was going to win a trophy. He failed. You brought in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, has failed, and now you're putting the blame at Rangnick. Mind you, Rangnick's not the problem at Manchester United. The problem is the board. But however much the board is the problem, but there is a big problem with these players. Their mentality is weak. They're having a weak mentality. They cannot come out and do the needful in there. These players aren't to the level of Liverpool, because, trust me, talent-wise, United has players that can compete directly with those of Man City. But the problem is the mentality in there when you are on the pitch. Look at United. After conceding the 3rd goal in the second half, after doing totally nothing, they drop down the guard. You don't drop down the guard, because obviously when you drop down the guard, when you're boxing, they are going to give you a knockout. It's like you've granted your opponent to give you a total knockout. That's it. You don't take down the guard in games like this. You don't. You don't. Mind you, this is something that these players should know. That's why Ralf Rangnick, when he came in at Manchester United and he talked to these players, he really got to know that there is something psychological that is really disturbing these players. And these players can be good enough, but their mindset is really not into the right position. That's why he brought in a psychologist to come in and really talk to them, because he believes that if at all their minds are okay, they will come onto the pitch and do something. And by the way, that is general. You can even take it to your lifestyle. You as a human being, when your mind is not okay, you cannot come out and act normally. You get? That's why on each and every game, after United has played it, Rangnick has really come out and said that these players need to be far much better. They need to give us some more. They need to work hard in there and give us the best that we deserve at Manchester United, because this is a very big team in there and don't expect us to be there in there. Gary Neville has come out and said, showed real intent in the first half, but they finished like an absolute shower. They were a disgrace in the last 25 minutes. This is the first time Ralf Rangnick has come up against a proper team and they've been given a proper doing in there. Yeah, that's good. And these players have really dropped down in there. And when you look at such things, just ask yourself, what are these players all about? Because you are really a goal down and you come back and sit behind. That cannot be the mentality of a manager of Ralf Rangnick. I really believe these players are not really at a level, some of them by the way, because Bruno Fernandes, I look at Bruno, I look at Paul Ebele Pogba, I look at David De Gea, Rafael Varane, different mentality altogether. I look at Sancho, he really each and every time he really is given a chance, he really shows up to the occasion in there for you. Look at the Elangas, they're really showing that they really want, they love this club in there. So there is a group of players in there that are supposed to be in this club. Harry Maguire especially, you can't be having a captain who is really the worst performing player to the pitch. You get? Harry Maguire is the captain of Manchester United and is the worst performing player to the pitch. You get? And look, every game Harry Maguire has been benched, United does well and we don't concede goals in there. Look at the recent game we played against a team which goes by the name of Watford. Harry Maguire was out and we did concede because United plays a high line, and when they play a high line, they really squeeze. It gives United a very good chance to press these teams up particularly. But you couldn't press a team which goes by the names of Man City like that. Reason is, Harry Maguire is going to cost you. He's going to cost you. And you see, even when we played way back deep onto the Genius box area of our box, they break us down again. We are broken down again. You get? It shows you that you rather put out Maguire, because even when you play with him and you play deep and you play a deep line, they penetrate you again. So it's better get Maguire out and bring in an Eric Bailly to partner Rafael Varane, or Eric Bailly to play against Victor Lindelof. Then the rest, you just leave it in there. You get? So I'm trying to look for a comment of Roy Keane has come out and said, it's the old saying, men versus boys. They gave up. Shame on them. Indeed, that's what I was talking about. This is what I talked about immediately, that they gave up. They gave up. They put up a show in the first half, and all of us were asking ourselves that, how is the second half going to look like? But the players come back on the pitch, and they again give it up again. You get? It's like preparing a very good meal and everyone just hears the scent coming. Oh, we are really going to have a very big meal. Then, you remember when you are cooking, what you place in last is the salt. Then you come up and put in a lot of salt and everything sours up. You get? By the time you serve the meal, everyone will say, oh, the scent is good, but oh, it's sour, it's sour, it's sour, it's sour. So you get? That's what United has gone ahead to do. That's what United has done today. Yeah. So Rangnick has said, we played a good, decent first half. We were a competitive second half. From the very moment they scored the third, it was a very difficult game against the best team in the world on the ball in there. Rangnick, in the second half, they were the better team and showed their quality. We were struggling in there. And that's what Ralf Rangnick has really come out and said. And all these are facts in there. The reason as to why I like Ralf Rangnick is he calls a spade a spade. He's not like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who always comes in and defends players every after United has lost in there. You get? And he used to take every blame on him. That's why he was really even slashed out of Manchester United, because there is no way you cannot come out and really pin out players. You have to come out and pin out and put the blame on players, because each and every time you don't put the blame on players, these players will go out and say, all right, we have our manager, even if we lose, he will come out and really defend us. That's what will happen for you. If at all you're really a good manager, what makes you a good manager is to come on and really have the mentor to tell the people that my players did A, B, C, D, because this thing it has been seen all over. All of us, we've seen United dropping off totally. They dropped off. They never represented. That's Manchester United for you. They only played the first half very well with the shambolic defending that cost us 2 goals. Then the second half, they come in. They never showed up. And I'm correcting Rangnick. It's not after we conceded the 3rd goal. The entire first half, United didn't return onto the pitch. I don't know what these players were all about in there. So he went on and said, Rangnick on Ronaldo and Cavani return. I don't know. I was hoping to have them available for this game. We have to wait and see in there. And he went and said, everybody knows how good Man City are, one of the top teams in the world. There is a gap, and it became more obvious in the second half in there for you. So these are things that we all see, and we all have to really admit in here that we are really known into the best way. Roy Keane has said there were 5 or 6 players there who should never play for Manchester United again. It was shameful. He's right. To me, at Manchester United, you give me a chance to come in and do the needful at Manchester United. I'm having Harriet Hele is watching in. He says, Everton, what's wrong with Everton in there? Everton, what's wrong with Everton in there? All right. Thank you for watching in. Otherwise, smash the like button, comment and share. And if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. So we are still talking about, if at all I'm given the mantle like to come up and clean up the house at Manchester United, these are the players that cannot get into my team ever, unless otherwise. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not supposed to be into the right defense of Manchester United. Harry Maguire, not at all. For him, Aaron Wan-Bissaka can be on the bench. He can be like a backup right back, because we need a very prolific right back like the likes of Cancelo. You look at people like Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think Max Aarons and Lamparte can really come up and do a very good job at Manchester United. Then another player I really kick out of Manchester United, Harry Maguire, not even on the bench. I just sell him off. Freddie Rodriguez, out of Manchester United. Scott McTominay, a bench player. Those are 4. Who else? Jesse Lingard, not at Manchester United, not at the level at Manchester United. Which other player? Marcus Rashford is deteriorating. I don't know why. You get? Instead of really acting decent under a decent manager, he's just turning everything off. He's not the Rashford we used to know. He's not the Rashford we used to know. So I really believe that a clean up of this house needs to be made in there, because I really believe that in a game like that, Dan Van Beek would have done better. Anton Martial would have done better. And these are players that we are denied a chance by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And when a new manager who goes by names of Ralf Rangnick came in through, they are already fed up. They are already fed up and they left. Look at this game of Man City. You're having Anton Martial into this game and Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho playing off the right flank and Anton Martial leading the line all playing off the left flank in there. These two do hold up the ball very well. They do hold up the ball very well. Look at the goal Sancho scored. Can Rashford score it? Because Rashford got a similar chance to that. And you know what he did? He just ran into a forest of legs of Manchester City defenders. Can you imagine? Because his technique is not way up to the level of coming up and competing at a level of Manchester United. You get? Each and every time he gets the ball, he thinks of running out. There is even another chance that he got. Instead of playing the ball on the blind side where Bruno Fernandes was, he ran into the defenders of Man City, 3 of them. Then he crossed the ball and was punched out by Edison. But the best option would have been to go with a man who goes by the names of Bruno Fernandes in there. So to me, I really believe that these are things that United shouldn't be doing anymore. And we should admit, as I did the last video, you remember, when we drew with Watford, that top 4 is gone. Top 4 is in the hands of Arsenal. It's all about Arsenal coming up and battling it. When they battle it up, then United can have a chance. But all that will happen after United picks up a very good consistency in there. We should go on a very good run in there, because when you look at the games that United left with, oh my God, we are having Man City. You get? United is playing Man City. No, we are done with Man City. Yes, we are done with Man City. Let me look at the fixtures in there. We are playing Tottenham at Old Trafford. Then we go, the game of Liverpool has been postponed with Manchester United. Then there is Leicester City. There is Everton. There is Norwich. There is Arsenal, Brentford, Brighton, Chelsea, and Crystal Palace. So when you look at these games in here, the only games that we can afford to lose is that game of Liverpool and the team which goes by names of Chelsea. Only. But that of Crystal Palace, Brentford, Brighton, Arsenal, Norwich, Leicester City, and Tottenham. Those 7 games, United has to win them come rain, come sunshine. If you're ready to come and put ourselves into a picture of really, really doing very well, you get? Because when you look at the games Arsenal having in hand, Arsenal having Tottenham, I know they're going to beat Tottenham. Arsenal are having Chelsea and Liverpool, of which I don't expect them to get any result in there. So I really believe that the 3 games Arsenal have in hand, they are only going to win 1. And you never know, even Spurs can come out and really become a sour pill to swallow that day. You get? That is something that I really believe that United has to go on and do. We have to go on a very big run in there for you. And at Arsenal, I know I don't want to be like a prophet to really see or to really predict what is going to happen in the future. But I really believe that out of the 9 points Arsenal have in the 3 games they have in hand, I really believe that Arsenal can only win 1. They can only win 1. You get? They can only win 1. According to me, that's what I know. They can only win 1 game. And that means Arsenal will be 4 points ahead of Manchester United. Oh, what does that mean? It means you have to go at Emirates and get a result and beat them thoroughly. You have to give them a beating of their life. To tell them that this is my position, I have to go into the Champions League in there. And I think United can go ahead and do that comfortably, provided we are really gaining a good run. Because we are playing Spurs next. And it's good that our game against Liverpool has been postponed in there for you. That will enable us to see Liverpool play Liverpool in the midweek. You know that very well. They're going to play Liverpool in the midweek. And when they play Liverpool in the midweek, we wait and see what really happens. And I really believe that Liverpool are going to come up and give a very big beating to the side which goes by the side of Manchester, which goes by the names of Arsenal there for you. So guys, I don't know what you guys think about this result in there, but Scott McTominay has come out and said on if players gave up. From my point of view, it is difficult to see what has gone on today. It is incredibly disappointing if people think that it hurts. No, you guys gave up. You guys gave up. Scott McTominay, there is no way you're really going to come out and really start to put up a guard for yourself. You get? You guys gave up. What you put up in the first half is not what you put up in the second half. That is vividly seen by anyone. You get? Even anyone who cannot analyze a game of football knows this. And even your manager has come out and said that you guys gave up. Scott McTominay and your team, you gave up. You've gone ahead to say that on weather problems run deep at Manchester United. You say, I have nothing to say about that. I am here to keep everyone together. Whatever goes on behind the scenes is relevant to me. Just concentrate on your own game. So that means that reply shows you that there is something going into the Manchester United side in there. And it's good to see to it that Ronaldo was out and United have been beaten thoroughly. Yet, people have been coming out and saying that Ronaldo is the reason why United is being beaten. For me, I'm not saying we are losing because of Ronaldo, but I'm asking Ronaldo to give us more. You get? But I really feel great for Ronaldo because just imagine if at all Ronaldo was into this game and we lost. Do you know what would have been the headlines? Ronaldo costs United the game of Man City. You get? That's what would have been lingering all over in there. So I really believe that there is a reality check that United needs to do, and I saw Richard Arnold in the stands in there, into this derby in there, and I think he has really gotten a very, 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 very good lesson in there, because when you look at what things are really going on at Manchester United, you need to come up and really get knowledge from the consultant who is acting as the interim manager, who goes by the names of Ralf Rangnick. I really believe that if United are to go any further, they have to admit that the only solution they have is to listen to what Ralf Rangnick is going to tell them. Don't go for Declan Rice. He's good signing. He'll be a good signing for Manchester United, but don't go for people like Declan Rice. Just go in for players who are really 30 million pounds, 40 million pounds, but are decent and really wanting to play for this club. That's what Pep Guardiola did. Pep Guardiola came in and spent 250 million pounds, but all of the players brought in at Man City were 50 40 million pounds in there. And he raised the budget when he brought in Mahrez at like 65 million pounds. Then after all that happening, he went in for a very huge signing, which goes for a name of Jack Grealish, who played on today. He played well today. He put up a show. I saw him really sitting down players in there for you, and the whole play he did, I think he really played the main reason as to why he was put onto the pitch. So I really believe that United needs to look at this game of Man City and ask themselves, where did we go wrong? Because when you look at that game, it shows you that you can be competitive against a side that you are not worth at the same level for some 45 minutes. But they will come out and outcast you and outclass you in the 45 minutes in there. And that's what happened in the second half. We looked a different team altogether. Man City had really put in another gear that United couldn't even apply. You get, it looked like United were driving a Suzuki, and Man City in the second half came up driving a Maserati or a Mercedes-Benz. You get? So United were onto the boat, and Man City got out a rocket, and they rocketed us out in there. That is something I really believe that United should go in and accept, because these are things that we can't say every day, because we've said everything. David De Gea to me is my man of the match. I don't know who your man of the match is, but to me, David De Gea is my man of the match. He's my man of the match. Jadon Sancho played very well. To me, I have no problem with him because he played his part. Apart from him really not bagging out that second chance towards the end of the first half, that Bruno played him very well, and he really never curled that ball well to the back of the net, and it went way far from the goal in there. I really believe that he played very well. He put up a show that we are really going to talk about, and his recent form, he's scoring again goals for form. That is Jadon Sancho in there for you, and I really believe that Rangnick has come out and really hailed on him that at least he has started seeing glimpses of Jadon Sancho that we saw in Germany, and if at all he continues in such a form, he's really going to be one of those. He's just 21 years of age, and in the Premier League, he has scored close to 3 goals in there for you. So that is Jadon Sancho in there for you, and the Premier League and the Champions League, he has 1 goal in there for you, and he has a couple of assists in there. That is Jadon Sancho in there for you, and I really like what Jadon Sancho is doing at the pitch. But when you look in the midfield, I really believe that the board did a disservice to Rangnick, because Rangnick knew the problem at Manchester United, that it's the CDM in there. That's why you saw that in the second half, we couldn't see our ball go past even the center line, because we had no one to get that ball from the central defense or the goalkeeper to pass it or run it through the midfield. You get? And the likes of Rodri, we are really not even getting any problem with Manchester United. In the second half, it was all about Manchester United not going past the center line of a team which goes by the names of Man City. You get? So we need a CDM to come up and do that job very, very well for Manchester United, and the mentality of these players of Manchester United should improve. And a man who goes by names of Harry Maguire, who is the captain, shouldn't be at this team again, because I really believe that each and every time we play with him, we expose ourselves to conceding goals in there. That's what I had for you in here. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you go out and really find this video anywhere, go on and share it and subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. This is the Manchester United Matters channel. Thank you guys for watching in, and we are always here on a daily, and please subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We do uploads on a daily, and we do schedule live streams in there for you, but your reactions are welcome to the comment section below. I really want to see you guys give me your reaction to this game. Who really cost us this game? Do you think we missed Ronaldo? Did we miss Cavani? Did we miss Rafael Varane? For Rafael Varane, the answer is clear. It's clear in there, because stats have been written and thrown all over there, and they really show us that games without Rafael Varane have gone like this. 4-2 by Leicester. We are beaten 4 goals by Leicester. Beaten 5 by Liverpool. Beaten 2-0 by Man City. Beaten 4-1 by Watford, and beaten 4-1 by City today. That's how United transpires each and every time we are playing a team and we don't have Rafael Varane into our central defense. And what really shocks me is people like Tim Sherwood coming out and saying that Rafael Varane was a fake signing at Manchester United and is not benefiting Manchester United at all. But the stats are really proving him wrong. The stats are really vice versa. So I really believe that these people should know that we do watch this game of football, and this time around, we people who are fans and have fan channels like this, we can analyze issues and really put them to the world and open the eyes and really proved to very many people in there that when Rafael Varane is into the central defense of Manchester United, we are a different team all together in there. Thank you guys for watching in. We are broadcasting live from the Rokani Media Studios, and we sign out for now, guys. See you later, because the Almighty God has given us a chance to talk to you, and we praise Him forever and ever. Amen. United have been outclassed by Man City. This is disastrous. It's something that we don't want even to remember, because just know that every other day, every other year that passes by, on the 6th of March, Man City will always go on social media platforms and put up these highlights that on such a day, we beat or thrashed Manchester United by 4-1 in there. Something I don't want to be part of. I don't want to see United go this every season. Can we really get a better season? Can Rangnick be used at Manchester United so that we really get to the level that we're supposed to be? I'm out, guys.